What's up, guys? My name is Alexis Brown, your host with Praises in the Pod, and I am so excited to have my bestie, Catherine Reeves, with us today. We are going to just talk about all kinds of stuff. So we're going to start off in prayer, and then we're going to jump right in. So here we go. Lord, Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for all your many blessings, dear God. Thank you for allowing us to come together. Thank you for sending me Catherine in my life, Lord. I needed a friend like her. I needed someone that's going to continuously pour into me and just pray for me and just be a godly friend that I've always desired, Lord. Lord, I just pray that you speak to us and through us and let this podcast glorify you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen, girl. I'm so excited. And I'm sure people are like, oh, that's Catherine.
That's the girl.
That's Catherine. Because I always talk about you. Always talk. And then people are probably like, who is she? You know? And
Yeah.
here you are. So.
Finally making my appearance.
Yes. All right. So let's just kind of like go ahead and jump right into your life. And then along the way, I'm sure like we'll talk about other things that like we have talked about, you know, or whatever. So let's just talk about you. Tell us about your childhood.
So I'll start. I've lived in Warner Robins my whole life. So I'm 24. I've lived here forever. I wasn't born here. I was born in Americus, but I don't claim that.
Wow.
Like, because I'm a 478 girl, like
Yeah.
through and through. So I don't claim that. Like,
You're truly for the 478.
I am. Like, I am made to be here. So I'm raised here. I've lived here my whole life. I have two great parents. They were both teachers. My dad was a football coach, so we are a football family. Because my mom's a teacher, I was always a very good kid, like very like in class, I had to be like have my best behavior because, you know, there's a standard, like teachers talk, like I had to like represent my parents well. I have 4 siblings. One is not biological, but if you know me, like I always say I have 2 older sisters and 2 little brothers, like, cause we're on like year 13 now of saying that. So like she is like our family, but yeah, so I'm like that middle child, like kind of forgotten about sometimes, like I think of in my head, like growing up and stuff like that.
And you and your mom are literally best friends.
Now
but,
it's different. Yeah. It's
growing up though.
Yeah, growing up though, like because when you do have so many different people and parts and everything's playing, like you sometimes do feel like kind of like the forgotten child when there's so many of you. But yeah, I grew up in a very like good home. Like I have great parents, very attentive, but I grew up in like a chaotic home is like, I guess the best way to put it, because like at a young age, probably about 3rd grade, like I realized like my parents don't love each other. Like I remember in 4th grade, like just being like, I wish they would divorce. Like I wish they would just separate so badly just because they were always fighting and they were after each other. And I don't know, it was just like the thought of like like somebody in my ministry, even a middle schooler. Oh, I guess I'm jumping ahead a little bit.
It's okay. It's okay.
But like the thought of like one of my middle schoolers telling me like they want their parents to be divorced is just so heartbreaking. So it really is sad like looking back and
at a young
that.
age too, because you're saying like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really young to like audibly like remember arguing and all that stuff. Like that's hard.
And like they had things in their life, like they had a lot of things happen, like death, emotional things. I had 2 little twin brothers that passed away, and that just kind of snowballed. I don't want to like share much about them. Like they have an amazing testimony. Like their story's amazing. I'm just kind of sharing from like my point of view and like how I saw things. 3rd grade or 4th grade, somewhere in there, we start going. I knew God, like I knew who he was. Like my dad had like he went to church all the time. My mom, not so much, like growing up, she didn't really know. So like we would go to church every now and then, like we would church hop a little bit, try to figure out a place. We finally land at a church in Perry, but it's a church that all of my mom's and dad's friends go to. First of all, you're not at church for the right reason. Like you're going to church to be with your friends, which community is great.
Yes.
There is so much power in going to church with your friends, but that can't be the cause.
The reason you're going.
It can't be like, oh, I'm going to church to hang out with my bestie. Like, well, you're kind of missing the point there. But I met this lady named Lindsay, and Lindsay became like a huge part of my life. Like I looked up to Lindsay. I thought she was sunshine in human form. Like she had the most extroverted, bubbly personality. Oh, wow. Like I loved her to death. Like I still keep up with her today. Like she really is one of the reasons why I did pursue ministry in the future. Just from her looking up to her so much. But I'm not, so I'm like saved is what I tell like people, but I don't really know God. Like I'm not actively pursuing him. But Lindsay made a huge difference in my life. Kind of go to 5th grade, and my parents are finally splitting, like,
and you're like,
and
yes,
literally, like I'm hyped.
That's heartbreaking, but at the same time, yes.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I mean, it's hard to be in a household like where people like they don't like each other.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to live like that. Me and my mom and all of us other kids, we moved into my grandparents' home in Macon. That was tough. I didn't have my own room or anything. Like, like driving 30 minutes to school like things like that. And then I found out Lindsay had been dating this guy. They got engaged, and Lindsay told all of us that she would be moving because her and her husband were going to start a new church.
Because you're like, can I?
I didn't even say this. She was the children's director at the church.
Oh, wow.
So that's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, because she made such a huge impact because she was with me every Sunday. And so she left and went to this new church. And so I was just like, oh my goodness. So that kind of like crushed me and just made me like, well, I don't really want to go to church anymore, which shows like I didn't have a relationship with Jesus. I was going because my parents were making me and because I wanted to see Lindsay, the person I look up to so much. Like that's who I wanted to be with and be around. Going into middle school, I really don't know where I stand because I have two parents that don't love each other. Like I'm very like questionable. Like I question if anybody loves me. I question like who can I trust kind of thing. I'm kind of that middle child. My youngest brother's autistic. I love him to death, but when he was younger, we have 7 years age gap. So me in middle school, he's like a little kid, and he was a lot to handle. So he took all of my mom's attention. So like I kind of like get this in like my head, like I'm not worthy. Like I wanted to be just like Lindsay because I wanted to be that person. Like everybody liked, everybody saw so much sunshine and joy from her, but like I didn't see myself worthy. I didn't see myself as good enough. Like I wanted Lindsay's job too when I was younger. I was like, I literally want that. And I was like, I would never be good enough to work at a church. Like I could never be worthy enough. Like look at where I come from. Like look at my parents. Like they would never want me to work at a church. Like stuff like that. Like which is so crazy right now. But anyways.
Well, a few weeks ago, me and Abby actually jumped on here and talked about like how the enemy comes after your identity. And even like at a young age, he's already attacking your identity because you're trying to put your identity in being, you know, my parents are divorced. I'm not worthy enough to work at a church. I'm not like, he's already trying to put those negative core beliefs about yourself in your mind at such a young age.
And I don't even fully understand who Satan is.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even really aware. Like I'm just like, oh my gosh, why am I talking to myself like this? Like, I'm thinking it's me. Well, no, that ain't me. No. Like, I mean, anyways. So my dad is in an apartment now. And like, I wanted to spend time with my dad as much as possible because like, if I could go be with him, it's like, I'm not the forgotten child. Like if I'm just with my dad, then it's just me and him. And like, he'll pay attention to me. Like he'll see me. Like I'm there kind of thing. So I did love that. So like I said, you know, most people don't want their parents to get divorced, but I'm like, this is kind of nice. Like 2 Christmases too. Like this is awesome kind of thing. But I really enjoyed spending time with my dad. People that know me now are going to think like this is not true at all, but I hated my mom. I hated my mom so bad. Like we fought all the time. Like I couldn't stand her. I didn't want to be around her. Like I just did not like her at all. And I didn't want any kind of relationship that was like close with her. Like I would be there and like talk to her, but not really. Like it would just be like, oh, whatever. Like we just live together kind of thing. Because I'm doing.
Did you feel like that kind of stemmed from like just feeling like you're forgotten?
Yes, definitely. And middle school emotional. Because I mean, our middle schoolers, they're like, I hate my mom, and I'm like, you won't one day.
You're gonna be best friends.
One day you'll love your mom. And then, so when they say that, I'm like, oh, you just wait on it.
Yeah.
But
well, it's hard too because, like you said, Alexander, your younger brother, is autistic, so he does take a lot more time and just more attention.
Yeah.
And then there's 5 or 4. 5. I don't know when Sharanda comes in.
Sharanda comes in about 2013. Oh my gosh, no. Like 2011.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like 2011.
Okay.
So like middle school, like Sharanda's
around. At this point, okay.
And like Sharanda and my other sister Elizabeth, they would like gang up together and like they would like torment me and like, like you're the middle child. Like you're the one everybody's going after kind of thing. And then me and Nicholas would literally fight it out. Like we would literally fist fight. Like it was just one of those things. And then Alexander, he's just there.
Yeah.
Going into 8th grade, I did move schools. Somehow, I don't know how this happened actually. I should ask my parents now. But my dad ended up moving back into our house, and my mom and all the kids, we all moved to Ellicott. Now I'm like, well, what happened there? Why did we, but you know, 8th grade me didn't ask, like, why are we moving? Like, it was just like, whatever. I had the best 8th grade year ever. 8th grade was such a fun year for me.
I thought that was going to be like a totally different thing. I thought you were going to be like, it was horrible.
No, it was awesome. Like, my 8th grade year, the Ellicott house was the party house. Like, me and my mom become better friends. She starts saying yes to me. So maybe I was a brat, actually. She's like, yeah, you can have people over. Yeah, you can have a party. Like, I had like 4 parties that year probably.
Wow.
Just from like, we're going to have fun. Like, and so like 8th grade is when my personality came out. Like, I've always been like very introverted, like shy. And in 8th grade, I don't know what happened, but like, I guess I became who I'm supposed to be. And I like got a personality and I became very extroverted, talk to everybody kind of thing. Christmas break of 8th grade year, I don't know what it was. Like, I obviously know now, like, God was moving in some kind of way. Like, he was pushing and pressing. But, like, I was just like, I want to be a better person. So I didn't, like, curse or anything. Like, I wasn't a bad person. I really wanted to be, like, somebody people could look up to. I don't know if that was me growing in, like, my age or whatever. Like, just being like, I want people to look up to me and think highly of me. But also, I've struggled with my self-worth. Yeah. So I do want people to see me a certain way. Also, okay, I didn't even mention this. I know about prayer. I know about God. I have somewhat of a foundation. It is not super strong. Because like, so when my parents did split, my dad got like heavily involved in a church. We moved to Southside, and I don't know, I guess Jerry was just really awesome to me in middle school, but like I started listening. Like never went to the ignition service. I never went to middle school. I always sat in big church, and I look back at my story and I can just see like there were so many times where God was like chasing after me and I would just be running and running and running. Like I can think of so many times I would go to like a VBS and I would pray the prayer and like, but like they would be like, all right, if you come up, like tell somebody, and I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't want that. Like, like it was just me saying it, like just to say it. Like there's so many times in my life where I could see where God really wanted me and he was after me, but free will, like it has to be my choice to do it. And like, I was just never there. Like I said, I still have really bad commitment issues to this day. Like I don't trust. It's really hard for me. Like there's just a lot of things like when you do experience things, like it does stick with you. Like you don't just let it go.
Well, I got 2 things from that little segment that you were talking about, but it's like you were talking about how you wanted to do better. You wanted to be a better person. And I think a lot of times people get a little confused with just because they're a good person, you know, that they're going to heaven, you know, that they actually have a relationship with Jesus Christ, like all this. But in reality, just because you're a good person, that doesn't mean that you are right with the Lord.
Yeah.
And then 2, like you saying how you prayed the prayer many of times and, you know, they always say, come forward. And I feel like that's really the biggest thing is, yeah, you can say that prayer, but did you mean it with your whole heart and you're willing to walk down no matter what that looks like, no matter what your pride's saying, no matter all these negative thoughts, you know, because he wants you to say, here I am, like I'm ready. And that's a big step because so many people can say the prayer, but walking down, you don't have to. But I mean, at the same time, step out. If you already said it and you fully mean it, go.
Yeah, I mean, the judgment of man, like, cannot be more than what God calls you to in, like, obedience. I mean, I said that to you last night, like, 1 Corinthians 15, it's, like, talking about, like, what is the worst that happens when you are aligned with God and you're obedient? Like, if the worst, like, thing that happens is death, I get to be in heaven with God. Like, so what is walking in front of people, which is not going to cause you death, to say, like, I surrender, I give it all, like,
yeah. And like even at like CR on Thursday nights, I mean, people are standing ovation, clapping for these people walking down, but then something still is holding people back. Cause like we'll hear Pat say like, I see you, I see you, I see you. And he sees hands all over and then 2 people may walk down. And it's just like, I know that's spiritual warfare. That is because the enemy's like trying to get in their heads and make them believe like, no, you don't want to go down, you know? And God's out there like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me being a better person is going like, and thinking back like what I've learned and stuff. And so like I knew to pray. So I began just praying for peace, honestly. Like I wanted to like resolve any kind of problems I had. So I was just praying for like reconciliation kind of thing. Like I just wanted, like I was just asking God, which I'm not even saved. So it's like that shows God's love that he listened and answered my prayers. But I just wanted peace. I wanted reconciliation. I wanted to feel joy. Like, that was my biggest thing. Like, I just wanted to feel joy and be seen by, like, my family, by others. And me and Bethany start noticing some things. My parents were like, what is going on? Like, they're like, my parents could not get along. Like, it's so embarrassing. Like, looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all are so childish. Anyways, but like, they could not get along. And then they're like hanging out. I'm like, what is going on? So I'm very proud to know this, but like, I'm the first one that found out they were getting back together. Yeah. I just kept on. I had to like keep on watching. I was like, I know something is happening. So not necessarily praying that my parents would get back together, but praying for reconciliation and like peace in my life.
No matter what that looked like, you just wanted that.
I just wanted that. Like, I just wanted to have a happy home kind of thing. Like, and my parents ended up getting back together. So my 9th grade year starting, I am high on life. Yeah. Life is great.
Just feeling good.
Yes, I feel so good. Like, I'm a great person. I have all these awesome friends. I'm going into high school. I'm going to see all these people I went to Mossy Creek with. I'm going to make so many new friends. I have this personality now. Like, I'm very fun and outgoing.
My girl is confident.
Yes, like, my home life is great. Like, I feel amazing.
Move back to the house.
Yes. Well, we're not there. We're still at Ellicott.
Okay.
But,
whoa.
But we are prepping our house. Like, so the 128 house, we still have it. My mom and dad said, you know what? If we're going to get back together, we got to start over. So they redo our whole house.
Oh, wow.
New floors, new paint, everything. Like, it was like a very like symbolic thing, I guess you could say. Like,
fresh start.
Like, we need a fresh start. Like, we need to start over. I get this awesome friend group in high school, and these girls are literally so godly. Like, I'm doing Bible study with them. I'm not even saved really at this point. Like I said, I really do think I thought I was. Because of my lack of biblical knowledge, because I wasn't in my word. Yeah. So I really didn't know much except for what I'd learned at church. Like I said, I'm going to Southside. Now my mom is going to Southside with us too. Like, we're all going to church together, which makes a huge difference in their life too. Because of my dad getting back into church, like, that really was the biggest thing. Is like the fact that my dad committed to God, and like my mom could see that, and my mom decided to commit to God. Like, that really is what got the ball rolling for everything to happen. And because God loves marriage. Like, he wants that to happen. I go to Fields of Faith in October. I have a really godly friend group. I go to Fields of Faith with them. Like I said, God is always pushing and pressing. Like, there are so many times I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, God, why did you keep on with me? Like, I would have given up on me so long ago. Like, 8 years prior, I would have given up. But he just kept on. Something was said that night that really stirred. Like, that the next week, I'm just going through it. I'm like really questioning everything. This is when I'm like at the point where I'm like, I am not saved. Like, it finally, because I was like, being a good person does not mean you're a Christian. Like, because I'm a good person does not mean I'm going to heaven. Like, this was a really tough reality for me to like hit, like, and I keep on. And so I literally get saved. Like, I don't even know, I guess in my room, like a week later.
Oh, wow.
Kind of thing.
Was it kind of like by yourself?
Yeah. Like,
wow.
I'm alone. Like, and like just kind of giving it to God. Like, I know, like, I'm not saved. So that is when, like, I guess you could officially say I get saved, but like, that is not the start of like my journey with God. Like, my journey with God began a long time ago, because like I said, I could always feel him running after me. But, you know, my life didn't become perfect there. Like, I still struggled. I mean, fast forward, like, I start serving in church. Like, I do kids ministry. I love it. Absolutely adore it. I do it with all my friends too. So that makes it even better. My dad and mom like serve with me. We all serve second hour in kids ministry together. It was so good for me to see in high school, like, what that means, like what you should be doing. And I have like really great examples to look forward to, like, in my parents. So skip forward a little bit to my junior year. My junior year, I start making a couple mistakes. I start making some bad decisions. I said that I was interested in a mission trip. And Drew Cook like approached me one day and was like, what do you think about going to Argentina? And I was like, that sounds awesome. Literally, I did not know if I was going to say this or not, but I guess I am. The week before I went to Argentina, I was drinking with my friends. I'm 17. I'm not allowed to drink. That is not allowed. And literally the night before I leave, all my friends are at my house. Like, we're doing a sleepover before I leave. And it comes out that I was drinking because I was drinking with a different group of people. And like, it was at that time, it was the worst night of my life. Just because I was like, oh my gosh, like, everybody knows, like, I made this huge mistake and now all my friends know. And I'm going on a mission trip. Like, I am so fake. Like, how fake can you be kind of thing? So, like, that just put me in such a bad headspace. Then I have like a 12-hour flight and I just have to think about what I've done kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that was miserable. But
it's always worse, like, immediately after. And so, like, this is the night before it comes out. Like, your anxiety's probably through the roof about it. Like, other people are about to find out, probably thinking Drew's about to find out,
I
too.
was just like, oh my gosh. Like, I was in such a bad spot. But once I got there, I just kind of like, I'm very good at compartmentalizing. Like, I'm just like, okay, that's in America. I'm in South America now, so I'm done with that. Like, I'm not thinking about that anymore. And so I have a great trip. Like, this is my first time really, like, sharing the gospel. Like, we were in parks. Like, you just got to go up and start talking to somebody. But also, I don't speak Spanish. So it was like a translator thing. But I had a great trip. Like, this was a life-changing trip for me in the sense that I was like, maybe I want to do ministry. Like, it's definitely what got the ball rolling for me. Like, I love ministry. Like, maybe this is something I would want to do. But I get home and then, you know, I'm back in America. So now I got to open up the America box. Like, well, now I got to talk to all my friends that, like, think I'm, like, so godly and, like, I make such great decisions, which you can be godly and make bad decisions. It happens. God forgives you. But you also do have to, like, say, like, okay, I made a mistake and, like, move forward. And you have to, like, tell God that. You have to confess your sin. That is probably the best part about this, is that there has been times in the past where I have sinned and I've decided to, like, I can't talk to God. Like, I've made too much mistake. Like, God can't see me right now. Well, God sees me anyways, and he knows what I'm thinking and everything. But in that moment, I still, like, stayed close to God. Like, I was like, okay, I'm really sorry for what I did, and I kept moving. And that's probably what really helped the most with that. And then I came home and I just told all my friends, like, I was like, I just need some accountability. Like, I need people to be there for me. Like, I shouldn't have done that. Like, it's just, I was with a different group and I thought, oh, that would be so fun, like, kind of thing. And just did it. Like, so if you guys would, like, hold me accountable, that'd be awesome. And so that, like, started, like, a really great thing for me. Like, you know, you stumble, you get back up kind of thing. You have people that lift you up and help you. And so I had really great friends my senior year.
Well, that's great, too, that your friends also were like, yes, you know, like, let's move forward. Because some, you know, they could have just been very judgmental about it and was like, no, go hang out with your other friends.
Definitely.
Like, you know, so that is good that they were, like, aligned with God to know, like, we need to forgive her and lift her up instead of beat her down worse.
Yeah, they were so good in that time. Like, I really needed support. I have been in 252 with the same class for the past 3 years. And then now they're moving up to middle school. So I go talk to Jim. I had never met Jim before. I didn't really know him because I didn't go to middle school when I was going to church in middle school. And I just kind of asked, like, what he thought about me serving. It was kind of awkward, too, because it was my first time meeting him. I'm like, hi.
Yeah, and Jim's, like, not very, like, big and bold, so you got to learn how to read Jim.
I mean, I walked out of there. I'm 17 at this point. I walked out, and I'm like, I don't even know if he likes me, like, to be honest. But he said yes, I could start serving over there. I really wanted to be with that group. But I really enjoy middle school. Like, I'm like, there is a lot of potential here. Like, I really like this age group. I do better in my decision making. I still hang out with people that go to parties and stuff, but I'm just like, oh, I'm just driving. I'm just driving them. Like, I'm not involved. I'm just driving kind of thing. Like, but
you're basically walking a fine line.
Yes, I am. And it's like, you've already made this mistake once. Like, don't do it again kind of thing. I'm at this point. I'm great now. I have to figure out what's next for me. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. My parents are very like, you have to get a degree. I'm like going back and forth. I went to Argentina. So I knew about a program down there called the Bilingual Bible Program, where I would stay in Argentina for a year and learn how to speak Spanish, and I would learn more about the Bible. And then I thought about going to Georgia College because I thought Milledgeville would be like the perfect distance. Like, I'm not too far away from home. I'm not too close. I didn't really, like, I'm in this beautiful, happy home where my parents love each other. I love my little brothers. Like, I just love where I live. And I was like, I really kind of got gypped. I don't really want to leave. Like, I want to stay in this happy home. Like, I don't want to leave kind of thing. Matt actually approaches me, our pastor, and he says something about LDP, and I'm like, what the heck is LDP? It's Leadership Development Program that they started. Wait a minute, that's perfect. Because I had been praying, like, asking God for some kind of sign. Like, I just need you to tell me what to do at this point. Like, I just need to know what I need. I just need to push. Like, tell me where. But yeah, so I was like, well, I'll just stay here for a year, and then I'll be gone. Well, look at me now.
Well, still there.
Yep. So I really did, like, starting it, I was like, I will not be here long. And I thought I would go visit all my friends at college, like, all the time and stuff. But I just kind of started, and I loved ministry. Like, I loved working at the church. I loved the people I worked with. I worked with all, like, some of my closest friends. And so I just really enjoyed it. I was not, like, the perfect Christian. It definitely pushed me in my walk with God. But I really battled that self-image thing and, like, how I, like, talk to myself, which now I do know, like, that was Satan.
Yeah.
But because in high school, I had small group leaders. I had one small group leader specifically that always would say, like, don't let Satan talk to you like that. Or she would be like, Satan is interfering. And I would be like, she's crazy. Like,
What's she talking
what
about?
are you talking about? Satan's interfering. It's
Yeah,
real. Like,
it is.
Satan is so real, and he interferes in so many ways.
Yes. I'm so glad you said that about just like, you know, when it working at the church pushed you really, because it holds you more accountable.
Yes.
A lot. Like when I first started working at the church, I was not in it. Like I was not in a good place. Like, and the reason I started working at the church is because my mom is the maintenance director. And so y'all had lost like 2 or 3 people that's like on like the operations team of like cleaning the church and getting it ready for like different things. And she was like, can you please just come and help throughout, you know, the busy season of the holidays.
Wasn't it Christmas time?
Yeah. Like it was like Thanksgiving, the Christmas season, like all that. And I'm like, oh, I guess, I mean, I want to make some extra money, but am I going to church on Sundays? No. Am I doing like anything church related? No. But I was like, yeah, I'll go. But immediately, like I felt held more accountable.
Yeah.
And then as I walked, I'm like, oh, I want to do better too. Like everybody's so happy around here. There's so much joy. Everybody's loving everybody, you know? And so, yeah, I just love that because you even like felt that, you know, your first year, but at the same time, you're still fighting that spiritual warfare of, I'm not even worthy to work here. Shouldn't be here, you know? So that's really
hard. And honestly, I still do. Yeah. Like I do now, like now I have like my scripture on me. Like I know what I'm going to fight Satan with and what I'm going to say to him. But I mean, I still fight that. Yeah. Like, because Satan is real and he is interfering in our lives and he wants me to walk away from ministry. Like, yes, he wants me to do anything that he can like do to take away glory from God or to mess up the kingdom. Like that's what he wants. So he wants me to walk away from ministry because there is no impact from me if I do.
Yeah. So like, did you know then that you're wanting to go into ministry like full time, or like, are you still on the fence? What are you doing?
Okay. So it is so crazy how God works sometimes and the way he does things. I never went to CR. Like one of the girls I work with, Mackenzie, she loved CR. She went all the time and I never went. And then just one night in November, I went and like I sat by myself. I sat in the balcony. Like I said, I don't know why. Like obviously it was God. He was pushing me towards this. Like I don't even remember the message, but I remember they played Defender as the last song. And I fell to my knees. And I don't, like, this has never happened to me before. So I was like, and I'm crying. And I don't cry about, like, anything. So I was like, what is happening? And I could, like, literally, like, hear God, like, telling me, like, you are made for ministry. Like, you are supposed to do ministry. And, like, that was the moment I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to college after this. Like, I guess I'm going to stay here. And so even, like, a few, like, times after that, I was like, did I make that up? Like trying to talk myself like out of God's will kind of thing. Like I didn't want to work at the church because I'm worldly. I can admit it. And I like money. I like buying myself nice things. So I was like, I do not want to work at the church and be broke the rest of my life. Like that sucks. But you know, I'm just being honest here.
So true.
That was really my biggest hold up. Like I was like, I do not want this for myself. Like I want more, like, but gluttony, like, come on. Which is, I don't know. It's just so embarrassing to look back now and be like, oh, she was such a brat. And still is.
I was going to be like, girl, you still complain about that.
Still is.
You still struggle with this.
Sometimes God just kind of like hit me with it. Like, girl, be quiet.
Yeah. So you kind of like talked about, you know, growing up all the way up until the point that you are right now. So like what's life like for you right now?
Yeah. So now like I sent a text to core. So I'm in core 4. You know core 4, but not everybody does. Core 4 is our friend group. We have 2 other friends in our group, but I sent in core 4 the other day, like every day with Jesus just gets better and better. Like I just can't even imagine, because if you had asked me 3 years ago, like post-COVID, I thought I was in the best relationship with Jesus that I would ever have. Like, I was like, how can it get better than this? Now I'm like, how can it get better than this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, imagine in 10 years, imagine when I'm like 60, like, how can it be better than this? And truly every day with Jesus just gets better and better. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but like, I could read the same verse, like, every day of the week, and like something new will come from it. And like, I'll see God like show me different things and like show me how much he loves me in so many different ways. And I'm just like, how does it get better than this? But I know it will, because I've seen how he moves in my life and how it has. But
this week when I've done like other recordings and stuff, it's just so crazy. You know, even sitting down with like a 70-year-old woman that's been walking faithfully for 50 years, and like she still is like, I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
God reveals something else to me every day. Like, and to a baby Christian that's only been walking this life for 2 years, like, it's just such an inspiration to see those people that have been walking so faithfully, and they continuously say that life just gets better with Jesus. You know?
Really does.
Oh,
it really does. Like, I mean, I'm only at 10 years of being saved. Like I said, like, this is like my whole like story, like God chasing after me, like me telling myself, Satan telling me like all these things like about I'm not good enough. And I'm like, dude, I've only been saved for 10 years and I've been working at the church for 6 years now. Like, what in the world? Like, if you would have told 9-year-old Catherine, like, this, like, she would have never believed you. Like, she would have said, like, you're not good enough. Like, there's no, way they would ever want you, like, that anybody would ever want you to work at the church. Like, you are not good enough. But my quiet time is awesome. It's not consistent like it's consistent every day. It happens every day. Let me rephrase.
Whoa.
Even if I am slap dead tired, I'm gonna make time for Jesus. Like, it's just something you have to prioritize, because it is so easy to get out of this. Like, and I mean, he gave up everything for me. I can't give up 15, 30 minutes for him. Like, it's literally nothing in the grand scheme of things. You have 24 hours in a day. You can hang out with Jesus for 30.
Yeah.
I want to be with God. Like, I want to see what's up, kind of thing. So
well, that's what I love to think of it as. Like, I crave to be in his presence. Like, once you've truly sat in his presence, like, you crave that. Like, you want to talk to him. You want to hear from him. Like, I just love that. And that's one of the things that you just keep going, because you just love being with your friends. Yeah. You love being with your friends. You love being with him. Yeah. Like, he's the ultimate friend.
And then when your friends love being with him, and you all hang out together.
Yes!
Exactly.
Yeah. You get it.
Yeah. So I'm in a really good spot. There are things I struggle with. Like I said, I do still have a lot of trust issues. I have a lot of commitment issues. Like, I don't let people in. Like, I struggle, but I do have a lot of peace knowing that, like, I can trust God. And like, I even texted you guys, like, I had a huge breakthrough with God the other night. Like, and that sounds so crazy to say, but like, I just pray that like I have those for the rest of my life. Like, that is like a moment I can keep on having, like a moment where I'm like, okay, I gotta give this to God. Like, I cannot carry this anymore. Like, I can't do it. Like, it's causing me too much stress. Like, I just can't.
You know, like, speaking of breakthroughs, like, my whole life, when I look back at my life, like, I knew God was always knocking at my door. He was always trying to, you know, get my attention and stuff like that. But I guess, like, starting with the fall, like, in that November when I busted my lip open, that was, you know, a turning point for me to become a yes person. I remember, like, one of the first conversations we had, I'm like, I just want to say yes to everything. Like, if someone asked me to do something, yes.
Dance on stage.
Yeah. Like, I'm just going to do whatever. And then that's when you, like, brought that up. And that was my breakthrough, you know, like, truly to get seen in a different light than I've ever been seen before. You, like, saw that in me. And it's just so crazy to think, like, you struggle with, like, I'm not good enough to work at the church. Like, you're saying that. And I'm like, she thought that I could go on, you know, like, to camp with them. Like, I'm not worthy of that. But like, when we take chances on people, you know, and we see people in the light that God sees people, that's when the world really begins to change. Because if you wouldn't have done that, like, I would have never truly had my breakthrough. You know, like, I could have just been I would have continuously ran from God. Like, I would have just kept running. But because you saw a light and you were like, let's give her a chance, like that changed my life. Truly, we would not be sitting here today if I wouldn't have been invited to camp. And then when you're saying that, like about you fighting this like self-image of yourself and your identity since a young girl, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it just sucks, that we face stuff like that, because in my eyes, like you are so worthy. Like I look up to you. You're such an inspiration to me. I know I'm gonna cry, but you are, just because, like I just owe so much to you. And I know that God used you.
Yeah, it's just being obedient to God.
Being
like,
obedient. Yes.
And it really is crazy because, like, it's so funny, like, that moment of, like, asking you to go to camp, it changed. It means so much. And, like, it was nothing for, like, I was like, yeah, you should go to camp with us, just because I saw you had this great personality, and I knew you could pass a background check. And you know what? You could always use more people to help at camp. And I was like, you know what? You should go to camp with us.
Jim's like, do you know her?
And I'm like, she will be great. Yeah. And then, look at us now, kind of thing.
It is. It's just so crazy. And like, I talk about it all the time, but just like, how everything works together for his good if you surrender to his will. And like, truly, me saying yes took us like both on completely different paths now that kind of got us together and in his will, because now we do ministry together. Like we're best friends. We talk in a group text every day. We got 2 more gal pals, like, and it's just like, you just feel like you're really at peace with life, knowing that we're doing what God has called us to do.
So I've talked about like how I've struggled with self-worth and stuff, and like how I view myself, and like I was very lonely as a kid. Like I didn't like, there's this thing called like a glass child. It's like more known in like the special needs community, like the siblings of a child with special needs, like being the glass child, because like you're just looked through. And so I've kind of always felt that like about myself. And so like that didn't just disappear because I surrendered to God. Like I still struggle with that, but because I have surrendered to God, like I trust in him, and I go to him like to affirm things about who I am. Like I lean into what he says about me instead of letting Satan talk to me. And I just know there were times where I probably blamed God instead of recognizing and like seeing that was Satan. Godly community is so important. Like, I mean, that goes back to like me being in high school. Like, I don't know what I would do without Core 4, like my other best friends, or even like the guys I work with. Like they give me such great godly community, because it's really easy to sit around and talk badly about people or just be very worldly. But when people are moving in the same direction, like you're not doing those things.
Yeah. And I mean, we struggle with that in our group text. Like sometimes we'll start talking about something, but then all of a sudden, like,
it's like, reel it back.
Reel it. Like,
that Holy Spirit's working right now. I relate so much to Jonah. Like Jonah wanted to run from God so bad. Like I relate so much to that. Like I just didn't want it. Like sometimes during worship, I will just cry. Like I'm not a crier. I don't cry. But like the goodness of God just like absolutely destroys me in the best way possible. Because like I'm just, like I said, I would never expect my life to be like this. I would never think that I would be worthy enough to work at a church or like get to do ministry full time. Like what an honor. Like God chose me to do that. And he saw that in me. Like, and I wish like, it wasn't supposed to happen. This is exactly how it's supposed to happen. But I wish so badly I would have like stopped running and stopped being so stubborn, like so much earlier. But I'm very thankful for the way my life has gone. And like, I'm super excited to see how God's going to continue to use me and work in my life. Like I said, every day with Jesus just keeps getting better and better. Like it's so hard for somebody that's not living this life. Like even if you're lukewarm, like you really don't understand like what I'm saying. Like every day is better.
So much better. Like, and nobody ever understands that until they actually experience it for themselves.
And it's like, why wouldn't you? Like, and it's so hard to explain that to people that don't get it. Like if you would just surrender and give him all and be every day all in with Jesus, like your life would be so good.
Like what about your life right now makes you think that life is just, this is the best life has to offer? You know, like if you knew without a shadow of a doubt that there's a better life on this side, why not just give it a try?
Yeah.
You know,
like the joy and peace I feel.
Yeah.
It goes crazy.
It goes crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to say this, though. I do want to say this because you do talk about, like, me a lot and, like, how I've impacted your story. And I've told you this before, but, like, when I asked you to go to camp, you know, we became really good friends at camp. Like, me, you, and Chloe just really hit it off. But I came home from camp and, like, I was kind of, like, really just worn out, like, really spiritually tired because I just planned this camp and, like, it took a lot out of me. And in my head, I thought I was spending so much time with God because I was planning camp. That's not spending time with God just because you're planning something for His glory. That's not it. So you being so on fire for God when we got home, it just did something for me.
Wow.
I became on fire for God because I saw you on fire for God. And I was like, dude, she's new to this. Like, she's literally a baby Christian, like, on fire for God. Like, what am I doing kind of thing? So you impacted me just as much as I might have impacted you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, this has been awesome. I have just enjoyed all of it. It's always nice, like, when you get two personalities that are very similar on something like this and we just bounce off one another, you know, so it's just been great. I hope that you have enjoyed this as much as we have. It has just been such an awesome experience to have my bestie on here and just be able to talk to you guys. So stay tuned, stay blessed, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.